We have a super exciting episode of Southern Sorcery, the Crackdown. Today, we have become MTG ambassadors for this new, amazing, awesome, incredible product called Magic the Gathering Foundations. Foundations is going to be the backbone for standard play for the next 5 years. Your ears do not deceive you. That is 5 years. 365 days times 5, which is math, which is, yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. You can figure it out, though. You have calculators. These are the finest cards for play and display. This is a collector booster, so there's only 12 packs in here. I can prove that. It says it on here somewhere. Yes, right there. Yes, 12. 12 boosters. And to make it all the more awesome, they have these really cool additions called Fracture Foils. And focus Japanese showcase cards and less than 1% of booster boxes. So those are your chase cards. Yeah, what else we got? We got collector boosters. Gather all the coolest stuff in one place. Packs may contain special guests, mana foils, extended art cards, plus borderless cards, and mighty rares and mythics guaranteed to become your collection's new crown jewels. Yes, indeed. That's a good script. Thank you, Wizards, for the assist. But yes, we are super excited to be MTG ambassadors for this product. This video is just going to be us opening some product here and letting you have kind of a sneak peek into like what the collector boxes are all about. These are awesome. I haven't looked at a ton of like spoilers, so to speak. I obviously had the list and I've looked at stuff, but I wanted to keep it as spoiler free. I mean, obviously I know some of the big hits and stuff like that, but without me blabbing on, let's just dive into it. Let's open some packs, get comfy, prop up your feet. Tell me your favorite stories about Halloween. I want to hear all about the cool stuff you did. We got Thanksgiving coming up, which is really exciting. I love Thanksgiving. I think it's one of the more slept on holidays just because people just, they think about Christmas, right? It gets overshadowed. And that's not fair to Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving offers us a treat called pumpkin pie. And let me tell you, friends, I love some pumpkin pie. Man, I love the box on it. It's like the foiling. Kudos. This was made in, these are Japanese packs, I believe. Yes, made in Japan, which would make sense because they have the Japanese showcase foils. Yep, absolutely. This is a product that was made in 2024 by Wizards of the Coast, LLC. And those are trademark signs. So if you ever think about using those... All right, let's let me know before we get cracking in the comments. Let me know like what you're most excited about. Like what's the card that's really caught your attention in Foundations. We're gonna spend some time on some of the commons, uncommons as well. So this is going to be a longer video as far as our box breaks goes. But yeah, and excuse me, I'm a little nasally, so if I sound even worse than normal, that's why. But yeah. Man, I'm excited. Oh, look at this rabbit token right off the bat. I'm already in love. We've got, oh, the scroll. We got a special, is that a special guest right off the bat? No. Special guests will have the different star. I'm just used to the star being a special guest in some of the printings. Let me bring this closer for you. We have Scrawling Crawler. The Japanese packs often, always, maybe always, often, more often than not, have the rares and mythics up front versus the American packs, which are inverted. You'll have to go through the commons and basics to get to the rares and mythics. Scrolling Crawler. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life. I like that. And we're going to make some piles here for all of our really good stuff. So we'll go rares here. Non-life familiar, 1 and 2 black. This creature enters with 8 revival counters on it. If you cast it, when this creature dies, if it had a revival counter, return to the battlefield with 1 or fewer revival counters on it at the beginning of the next end step. I love that. Banner of Kinship. This is cool. It's another like coat of arms type of effect. No, not really coat. It's more like Door of Destinies. As this artifact enters, chooses a creature type. This artifact enters with a fellowship counter on it. For each creature you control of the chosen type, creatures you control of the chosen type get a +1/+1 for each fellowship counter on this artifact. So it is more or less a Door of Destinies that doesn't have to build up. It can just hit right away after you play it. So another good full art card. We have Sear Slicer Goblin. This is a Goblin Warrior with Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, create a 1/1 red Goblin creature token. Perforos. Anybody? Oh, nice. And we got Alicia, who laughs at fate instead of smiles at death. She's Rakdos, which means black and red. 1, a black and red. First strike, whenever she attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it also has raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to Alicia's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. Man, oh man, look at that full art forest. Goodness, the foiling is just good. Wow, that's awesome. I have to stop and pause and admire that. That's just beautiful. Set that aside. Then we have a seismic rupture. It's a new sort, or not? Yeah. So seismic rupture deals 2 damage to each creature without flying. A youthful Valkyrie. I like the full art treatment, or the, I guess, the extended art there on that one. Flying whenever another angel you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Imprisoned on the Moon. That's a good reprint. There's Emrakul getting imprisoned on the moon by Tamio and Nissa. I have to read up on that story. I'm assuming it looks like Nissa with her staff. Enchant creature, land, or permanent, and then the enchanted permanent is a colorless land with tap, add a colorless, and loses all other card types and abilities. So that's how they got rid of Emrakul kind of temporarily, is they imprisoned her on the moon of Innistrad. I think she kind of went willingly because she's so powerful that I think she's just choosing to be captured. Gold Vein pick, Heir the Parent. Nice. We got a foil Heir Apparent. This is the one new card where you can have, a deck can have any number of cards named Heir Apparent. Heir Apparent. Hair, like a bunny rabbit. But a noble bunny rabbit. Yes, the carrots are delicious this season. Yeah. So a normal commander deck is restricted to 1 of each card that you run, but this supersedes that with its text saying a deck can have as many of. And then the ability of this one says whenever this creature enters, create a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to the number of other creatures you control named Heir Apparent. Great deck. Daniel's doing a deck tech on that one, so be on the lookout for that as well. It's going to be really fun. I think that deck in general just goes super fast. Just like bunny rabbits, you know, you leave 2 bunny rabbits alone, the next day you have 4 bunny rabbits, and then 6 and 8 and 375,000. Rat. Ooh. Got the wall, the crystal barricade. Look at that. That is very nice, very extended, and very shiny. That is, I mean, you know, it's wall too, it's crystals. Defender, you have hexproof, you as a player, and prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. So this is like a nice little barrier for all of your creatures too. I like this card, and the artwork is just ballin'. Ballin'! Archmage of Ruins, this is a giant wizard, 3 and 2 blue. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. So very like Spellslinger decks, this is great for that. We have Raise the Past, 2 and 2 white. Return all creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. I love it. It's like a, what's the card I'm trying to think of? Come on, Liliana. Rise of the, I can't think of the card name. It's the word dark is in it. Dark. Rise of the... 1 second. 1 second, Daniel. Rise of the Dark Realms. How did I not know that? How did I forget the name of Rise of the Dark Realms? I was literally saying every other word in it. Anywho, it's like a Rise of the Dark Realms ability, just with your white small creatures, which is good because white runs a lot of, you know, small creatures. So I like this. And the artwork, again, like, just... it's really cool. I like that. Very neat. Very neat. Then we got Kellen. Planar Trailblazer. Planar Trailblazer. Kellen. Cowboy. I don't know why I said it like that. 1 in a red. If Kellen is a scout, it becomes a human fairy detective and gains whenever Kellen deals combat damage to a player, exile top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. And then 2 in a red. If Kellen is a detective, it becomes a 3/2 human fairy rogue and gains double strike. I like those build-up cards. Oh, one of the original board wipes. Day of Judgment. Just draw creatures. Just a good old-fashioned board wipe. Oh man, look at that land. That's got Kaito on it. That's neat. I like that. It's like he's from, he's chilling in his, in his like super futuristic koi pond. But it's on, you know, like Kamigawa, the Neon Dynasty style. That's pretty neat. I like that. That's really cool. The land here, Rogue's Passage, great land. That reprint, it's beautiful in the full treatment. An Offer You Can't Refuse, another good reprint. A little counter spell. Target non-creature spells. Controller creates 2 treasure tokens, so it softens the blow a little bit because it gives them treasures. Bellowing Shriek Mass. I bet it said Shriek Maw because bellowing. Shriek Mass. Creature spirit flying. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards. Threshold, which means if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, there's always like a special mechanic. And this one says this creature gets +2/+1 as long as there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard. Really cool. Perforating Artist. That's a Rakdos creature for show. Macabre Waltz. So yeah, the art on that's always funny because it's Liliana dancing with a zombie. That's a lot. I like it. I dig it. Grow from the Ashes. The Helpful Hunter is back. I think this is a reprint from some of the Ravnica type stuff. I think Helpful Hunter always appears in the Ravnica stuff. Crackling Cyclops and Apothecary Stomper, a big elephant stomping through. A walking clinic with a trumpet to sound its arrival. It's a walking clinic that can also do some harm. So, you know, let them get healed or get out of the way, says the elephant. All right, let's just keep it rolling. This is fun. These packs open up pretty well, too. As I say that, oh man, I just jinxed myself. Okay, it's cool, opened up. They're not as gluey as packs have been in the past, which is pretty cool. Sign of the Deep token. Dope token. That is awesome. Anything on the back? Oh, nice. Oh, a coma coil. Nice. God, these tokens used to be so expensive. It was crazy. For tokens, that was wild. Homunculus Horde. Man, the Homunculus is from, these are definitely from Ravnica. 3 and a blue. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature. Ah, so fun. That's just fun. There's just so many ways to like abuse that, and that is fun. And then we got my boy, Tiny Bones. Yes, Tiny Bones is back. I love Tiny Bones. No one likes my Tiny Bones deck because I make them discard so much, but I just love Tiny Bones so much. 1 in the black, legendary creature, skeleton rogue. Whenever an opponent discards a card, exile it from their graveyard with a stash counter on it. During your turn, you may play cards you don't own with stash counters on them from exile and mana of any type, which is nice because he is mono black. Any type can be spent to cast these spells. 3 in a black, tap. Each opponent discards a card, activate only as a sorcery. This is great. He's going to go right into my Tiny Bones deck. We'll put these with the other rares. Sky Knight Squire, 1 in a white. This is a cat scout. I'm surprised it doesn't have flying. Does it have flying? Yes, it gets flying. Okay. Whenever another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. As long as this creature has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it has flying. And is a knight in addition to its other types. Because it's a cat scout that can turn into a knight that flies on this giant stork. Fly high, fly true, fly free. The Sky Knight's Oath. Man, that's just such a good way to look at things, right? Atali! Guess who's back? Back again. In standard, tell a friend. That's pretty wild. Whenever Atali attacks, exile top card of each player's library, then you may cast any number of spells from among those cards without paying their mana cost. Plus, it's just a casual 6/6, which is nice. Atali is so good. Loot, the little guy from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Loot is back. 2 in a green, legendary creature, Beast Noble. You may play an additional land on each of your turns, which is nice. Then 4 and 2 green for 6 total tap, and then look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control. I should have done that. I was trying to be funny and I made myself cough. Less than and equal to the number of lands you control from among them, and put it onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like internally coughing. I can't beat this stupid congestion. There's that island again. I'll take all these islands. I love the aesthetic. I would also chill in the pool. Like, how peaceful does that look? Even in the futuristic, like, it's still super peaceful. I dig it. Zombify. 3 in a black, return target creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield. I love that. And the artwork's really cool too. Zombie Haven. Love it. Fire Spitter Whelp, Dragon Trainer, a Divine Resilience, Goblin Surprise, 2 in a red, choose 1. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end turn, or create 2 1/1 red Goblin creature tokens. Perforos anybody? Perforos anybody? Hello? Let's go. Giant Growth, yes! Combat Tricks. Giant Growth, 1 green, target creature gets +3/+3 until end turn. This is when I was a little child playing Magic. I thought Giant Growth was just the coolest card ever. Just to sneak like a 1/1. Okay, I won't block. Ha! It becomes a 4/4. You fell for my trap. Think twice. Draw a card with flashback. Good card. Good reprint. Fun to play, especially in sealed. Ambush Wolf. 2 in a green. Flash. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. With Flash, that's pretty cool. Someone trying to target something, you flash this in, which means you may cast this spell anytime you could cast an instant. So they say, I'm going to try to bring this back. You flash this in and say, no, I'm going to exile that card you're trying to bring back. Say no, says the Ambush Wolf. No, and then stab. Just a stab. Target creature gets -2/-2 until turn. It hurts. It stabs you. Yeah, you're feeling the pain. That's for sure. You're feeling the pain there. Next pack. Next pack. I love this. This is so much fun. This is so cool. I'm so thankful to be a part of this ambassador program. This has been just such a cool experience, and like I would rate this a solid 11 out of 10 for sure. This is the awesome extended art 9 lives familiar. 1 and 2 black. This is the one that has the 8 revival counters on it. You know, like cats have 9 lives, right? The flavor is definitely there. And then the curiosity stopped keeping score. Curiosity killed the cat, right? But satisfaction brought it back. Yeah, let's go. Sorcery Goblin again with Raid. It's the one that brings another red goblin into play. Scrawling Crawler once again, the extended art. Oh, Genesis Wave. Law. When I first built my elf deck, I put this card in there. Bunch of mana into it, and it's just such a good card. It feels so good to play it. And have it actually successfully resolve. X and 3 green. Reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put any number of permanent cards with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then put all cards revealed this way that weren't put on the battlefield into your graveyard. Yeah, it's just great. You just like, I'm going to pay 20 mana to this. All right. Okay, now look at the top 17 cards. Anything at 17 or less, it's a permanent, gets to come into the battlefield. So good. So good. Lunar Insight, 2 and a blue, draw a card for each different mana value among non-land permanents you control. Pretty cool. I like the phases of the moon on there. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. Then we got a swamp with Tiny Bones. Is that Tiny Bones? Yes. Yes. I have to look with my old eyes. Yes, it's Tiny Bones, and he's got his little trinkets. My man. Wildwood Scourge, Johnny's Pride Mate. Such a good card. Vampire Gourmand. I'm gonna read the flavor text here. He asked me if I wanted to come in for a bite to eat. Who might have turned down a stranger's kindness? Oh, that means he he definitely got that guy. You know, vampires be doing that. They do. Windscarred Crag. That's good. These are cool lands, especially in sealed where you can gain life. Gleaming Barrier, another wall for 2 defender. When this creature dies, create a treasure token. That's pretty cool. I like the artwork. Is like reminds me of like, you know, like a dwarven like gold vault or something with all the weapons in gold. Uncharted Voyage, Infestation, Sage, and a Witness Protection. This is a reprint from New Capenna. When instructions 1 blue, enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green and white citizen creature with base power and toughness 1/1 named Legitimate Business Person. Now, I had to stop and read it just because I remember I love everything about this card, because this is a legitimate business person. Nothing to see here. Keep it moving. Legitimate business person. Yes. Oh man, Wizards, you guys do such a good job on flavor text. Sometimes it's just, you know, just the chef's kiss. We got a cat. Oh, it's got like braids in its mane. How cool is that? Cat token. Oh, we got one of our first legendaries. We've got Zula Shore. Actually, we got Tiny Bones as well. Zula Shore, Lich Lord, 1 in the black. This is a legendary creature, Zombie Warlock. Ward, you pay 2 life, which means if you target this card with a spell or ability, you have to pay 2 life on top of that. Tap, you may cast target zombie creature card from your graveyard this turn. That's bonkers. This is going to see a lot of play in a lot of zombie decks for sure. Sylvan Scavenging. This is cool. I thought this was a dog when I first saw the art on this. It almost looks like a German Shepherd, but it's a raccoon. And he's my old eyes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this definitely has like oh, Daniel. Pause it here because I've forgotten. Bloomburrow. This definitely has a Bloomburrow vibe to it with the artwork. A little raccoon, a little mouse, and a little tiny sword. Anywho, Sylvan Scavenging is 1 and 2 green. At the beginning of your end step, this is an enchantment that says, choose 1, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, or create a 3/3 green raccoon creature token if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. I like it. I like the flavor. It's fun. Another land, Soulstone Sanctuary. Tap to add a colorless, or 4, this land becomes a 3/3 creature with vigilance and all creature types. It's still a land. That's a pretty fun card. I think that's going to fit into a lot of decks. Oh, nice. We got our first Planeswalker, and it's Liliana. Foil. This is beautiful. It's a reprint. I can't remember where she was. Was this the War of the Spark, I think, maybe? Liliana, Dreadhorde General, is 4 and 2 black. She is a Planeswalker, so she comes in with 6, right there, 6 loyalties already on her, and then she has abilities that either add or take away those counters. And then it has a static ability too. Whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card, which is pretty cool. You can be very abusive with that, especially in the color black. +1, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. -4, each player sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. And then her -9, which you've heard me say in other videos, this is called the ult, typically, or the ultimate effect, because it's usually such a big, you know, it costs a lot, right? Each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type and sacrifices the rest. So you get a land, a creature, an artifact, an enchantment, you know, you just, whichever ones you do happen to have that fall into that category, keep one, the rest go bye-bye. So there's Lily. That's really cool. And we got Slagstorm. Slagstorm is what killed the dinosaurs, I'm pretty sure. 1 and 2 red, choose one. Slagstorm deals 3 damage to each creature. Slagstorm deals 3 damage to each player. It's just wiping everything out with all that slag. It goes on a rare. There's the swamp again with tiny bones. Tiny bones. Affectionate Indrik. An Indrik to me looks like a brontosaurus. I like the cat. Also nuzzling the legs. This is a 10 out of 10. I would pet this Indrik. When this creature enters, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. I just don't see this guy fighting anybody. I see him or her just nuzzling. That's peace right there. The problem isn't the Indrik's enthusiasm, it's Ravnica's lack of guardrails. I guess it's just like maybe a clumsy beast. I don't know. Good Fortune Unicorn. Wardens of the Cycle. This is 1 black and 2 green for an elf warlock with Morbid. So at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, that's what Morbid is. It always has that, and then it has something that pays off based on the creature dying. You get to choose one, and those abilities are either you gain 2 life or you draw a card and lose 1 life. Pretty cool. Angel of Finality. 3 and a white. When this creature enters, exile target player's graveyard. Rugged Highlands. It's another one of those lands that whenever it enters, you gain a life, but it does enter tapped. And then it can tap for either red or green. Fake Your Own Death. That has tiny bones on it, so I love it. Tiny bones, tiny bones. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains when this creature dies. Return to the battlefield tapped under its under control, and you create a treasure token. Love it. Gives yourself protection. The Healer's Hawk. Run away together. The healers are alive. It's just great. They get to run away together. What set was it where they did a really cool art of Run Away Together? Was it maybe the Fallout set? I really enjoyed it. It was really cool. All of them have been really good. The D&D set too. It had the Mind Flayer and like a gnome or something, like we're running away together, and then a soul shackled zombie. That does that. Let's move on to the next pack here. The inside's very foily too in these packs. Wizard spared no expense with the foils. There's the cool cat again. A high Fae Trickster. 3 and a blue. This creature has flash and flying, and you may cast spells as though they had flash. So you get a lot, give all of your stuff instant speed. I love it. I love that speed. Mossborn Hydra, 2 and a green with trample. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. If you don't know what trample is, here's a text reminder. This creature can deal excess combat damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. So let's say it's a 10/10 and it swings at something and you block with a 2/2. 10 minus 2 is 8, so that 8 damage then carries over, which is pretty neat and can win lots of games with trample. Oh, and it has a landfall trigger. I'm sorry. Whenever a land you control enters, double the number of +1/+1 counters on this creature, and it gets 1 +1/+1 counter when it enters the battlefield, which is the start of a good thing. We got Alinda, Saint of Dusk, another legendary creature. This is a vampire knight, white and black and 2 generic. Let life link hexproof from instants, which is pretty neat. As long as your life total is greater than your starting life total, Alinda gets +1/+1 and has menace, which means she has to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. Can't just block her with 1. Alinda gets an additional +5/+5 as long as your life total is at least 10 greater than your starting life total. Interesting. Oh, my camera went out. Pause, please. We're back. Interesting. I like this. And then white black that's a good combination to be in for gaining life, especially white. I guess white green probably would be the best of the best. Well, probably white green black. we won't spin our wheels too much on that. But yeah, I like that. And the artwork's really cool on that. Nice. So we got the new Kaito. Woo! I was wanting to get this card, so I'm very happy to see this happen. Kaito, Cunning Infiltrator, 1 and 2 blue. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a loyalty counter on Kaito. So that's really cool because like you can build up those counters really quick if you're attacking a lot and dealing damage. Up to 1 target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. Draw a card, then discard a card. His minus, I'm sorry, that's his +1. He enters with 3. I'm getting ahead of myself. His -2 ability, create a 2/1 blue ninja creature token. And then his ultimate, his ult, if you will, is you get an emblem. This is bonkers. You get an emblem with whenever a player casts a spell, you create a 2/1 blue ninja creature token. I love that. I want to ult this just so it's like, you guys just play all of your stuff. I'm just going to make an army of ninjas over here. Don't mind me. I'm not the threat. It's okay. Everything's okay. Don't just ignore my army of ninjas. We got Dracuseth, Maul of Flames. What an awesome heavy metal name. 4 and 3 red for flying. Whenever Dracuseth attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. Spread out, you idiots. Spread out. Marseillan party leader, last words. Yep. I mean, when the dragon comes and it's able to like breathe fire, and it almost looked like fire was coming out of its wing. That's why I paused. And deal damage like that. Yeah, I mean, it's good game. It's good game. We all watch some movies with dragons. Like when they show up, it's just like, oh, all right, we lose. We have a forest with, I believe, Nissa walking around. I love how they did the basic lands with the full art. These like this style. With the planeswalkers and the art or legendary creatures like characters. Like I think that's really cool. Really cool. And dude, hit it Segu, second right. I said that name correct. I'm pretty proud of myself. My Eastern Tennessee accent said that name right, I'm pretty sure. Call me out if I'm wrong, but yeah, hit it Segu, second right. If target player has exactly 10 life, hit it Segu, second right, deals 10 damage to that player. You're dead! And there's a planeswalker named Soren that in Commander that you can play that drops someone to 10 immediately, then you can just play this right behind it and kill somebody. That's pretty wild. Note to self, try to do that to somebody to see how much salt is formed from it. We've got Burnished Heart. This is the nice little elk that can get you a land. Resolute Reinforcements. Aetherize. Return all attacking creatures. It's like a Cycrift, kind of baby Cycrift. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. Swiftwater Cliffs and one of the other lands that gains life. Axguard Cavalry. This is 1 in a red for a Dwarf Berserker riding a goat, looking just awesome. Tap, target creature gains haste until their turn. Love that. Haste is always good. Haste means if it can attack with and tap this turn, so it does not get Summoning Sickness, so it can immediately come out and do its thing. Armasaur Guide. This is a dinosaur, an elemental adept, human wizard, and a courageous goblin fighting at someone's feet right there. 1 in a red. Whenever this creature attacks while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, this creature gets +1/+1 and gains menace until end of turn. Yeah, what he said. You're doing a great job with flavor text, Wizards. Like just crushing it. Crushing it. A lot of people were laughing at Tiny Bones in some of the artwork where he just looks like he's been in the gym hitting those gains. Got a goblin token. Got the new Niv. Wait, no, this isn't a Niv, is it? Never mind. This is Niv Mizzet Visionary. 4 blue and a red flying. You have no maximum hand size. No, this is the new Niv. Am I crazy? Possibly. You have no maximum hand size. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat, no, this is the new Niv. Non-combat damage to an opponent, you draw that many cards. Yes, this is the new Niv Mizzet. This card is going to see a lot of play. This card is awesome. I love Niv Mizzet. Those who interrupt the great scientist often find themselves testing the safety limits of his arcane inventions. I thought that might have been someone's like head just like chilling in there. Maybe that's the helmet they have to wear after they interrupt him. You get to wear electrical helmet, which could be good or bad depending on the situation. But yeah, whenever a source you control does non-combat damage to an opponent, you draw that many cards. Really cool concept, because there's lots of ways in the color red to ping people with non-combat damage, so it really adds out quick. We got Rite of the Dragon Caller, 4 in a red. This is an enchantment that says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Holla at that ability in Spellslinger decks because you're about to flood the board with 5/5 dragons. Celestial Armor, great card. 2 and a white. Artifact, it's an equipment. It has flash. We talked about flash earlier. You may cast this spell anytime you can cast an instant, which is great. When this equipment enters, attach it to a target creature you control. That creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. I love the protection aspect here. And then equipped creature gets +2/+0 on flying. Also gives it evasion or a way to block something that could be potentially killing you because it has flying. And then normal equip cost is 3 and a white attached to target creature you control. Equip only as a sorcery. I love they brought back the explanation text on some of these mechanics. Been a while for some of them. Really cool to see. Hey, we were just talking about this card. Now we got it. Rise of the Dark Realms. Where were you earlier when I was really struggling with that name? Rise of the Dark Realms, 7 and 2 black. This card usually just wins games. It is expensive to play. Obviously, it's 9 total, but put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. And then look at Lily just riding all of her zombies that she just summoned to victory. Great card. Banner of Kinship again. This is the just like the Door of Destinies we were talking about earlier, so we get to see that again. I love it. This fits a lot of decks. And then we have a mountain with, that's definitely Chandra. You can tell because her super almost like on fire head. Yeah, Chandra's really cool. Oh, special guest. Right? Well, I'm letting y'all, yeah, I should have done way more research and homework on this, so I apologize. But Swiftfoot Boots, this looks like the special, yeah, you know what? Maybe not. It's not, because it's got the same text symbol. It would say something different. Yeah, ignore me, guys. I'm sorry. Swiftfoot Boots, 2. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. Equip 1. Hexproof is basically Shroud, but better. It means no one else can target it, but you still can. Shroud just says target creature can't be, or equipped creature, or whatever, basically can't be the target of spells and abilities. Even yourself. And then haste is always good because it gets rid of summoning sickness, so it can do its thing right away. I like that. That's a really cool artwork on that too. I like that. Then we got Balmor, Battle Mage Captain. This is good for spell slinging decks as well. Blue and a red, flying. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain trample until end of turn. This is a way to win with all the spells you're casting. And then Goblin Negotiation, X and 2 red. Goblin Negotiation deals X damage to the target creature. Create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to that amount of excess damage dealt to that creature this way. Pretty cool. Purpose, anybody? Again, a lot of Purpose cards here. But yeah, if you're pinging something, like let's say you do this to a 1/1 and you spend, I don't know, let's just say 12 mana. So 2 of that's for that, so X would then equal 10. So now you're dealing 10 damage to a creature. And then the excess damage, obviously it only took 1 to kill it, so that excess of 9 now makes 9 1/1 goblins. Pretty cool card for a deck that wants to see damage being dealt like that because creatures are coming in. Savannah Lions, one of my favorite cards to draft in sealed events. I love it because it's a 1-drop for a 2/1, and that used to be crazy strong, believe it or not. Evolving Wilds had to get a reprint. It's one of the best lands in the game. Not kidding, it's a good land. Squad Rallier, Crackling Prowler. This is a Hyena Rogue, 3 and a green. It has Ward 2 whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 2 generic mana. And then it has Morbid. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And then make you move. Little, like, chess-ish type set. Yeah, I like that. I dig that. Cool. Let's keep it moving and grooving. Man, that was cheesy. Do I apologize for that line? Is that too much? Was that too much, guys? I think it might have been. Human. Nice. Another artwork for Alicia who laughs at fate. I like that one. Saw her earlier. She has the Rakdos thing going on. Then we got another Tiny Bones. This is the artwork people were talking about where he got yoked. That man was in the gym doing his thing. Look at those triceps and those shoulder muscles. My God. I guess when you're stealing stuff that's the size of your entire body, you're going to get strong. Tiny Bones got strong. Nice, the new Kaikar, Zephyr Awakener. 2, a white, and a blue. Is this? Oh man, this artwork's cool. Look at Kaikar. Honk, honk. Legendary creature Bird Wizard, flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose 1. You get to exile another target creature you control. Return the card to the battlefield owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Or create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. It's really good for that color combo. The ability to like ephemerate where you phase stuff in and out for ETB triggers. Really good color combo for that. Let's keep that in mind if you are building this deck. I love this card, Time Stop. Such a fun card. 4 and 2 blue. Fun card for you to play, not so fun for whoever you're playing against. End the turn. Your turn is done. I'm done with it. Just end it. So explaining it, exile all spells and abilities, including this spell. That player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size. Damage, heals, and this turn and until end of turn effects end. End the turn. End the turn, or I will end it for you with time stop for 4 and 2 blue. It's a fun card. You should consider playing it if you have people who take 45-minute turns and you just say, you know what? End the turn. Krico Mob Boss, nice. Purpose, anybody? Again. This is a reprint. This is the best Krico that's ever been printed. I love it. This artwork is really cool because he's got all of his goblins with him in the artwork because he makes tons of goblins. Tap to create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens where X is the number of goblins you control. This gets out of hand so fast. I love it. And this artwork is just superb. So shout out to Focus. Come on, there it is. Lai Setawan. Ah, man, my East Tennessee accent trying to pronounce some of these names. I apologize if I butcher names ever. Oh, that's a cool card. I love the islands. And there's another character. So pretty. They did a good job. That is, man, why are you thinking her name? She was just in Dustmorn. I'm pretty sure this is Simone, right? Am I wrong? I think that's Simone. Studying, like, I mean, she reads. I'm pretty sure it's Simone. I would bet money on that. Hero's Downfall. I like the artwork on that. That's really cool. 1 and 2 black. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Corana held the bridge for hours. Her blade a shining blur that cleared through rags and rotten flesh, but the horde kept coming. So she took the L ultimately, but she went out like a hero. You know, that's just how it goes sometimes. Nessian Hornbeetle. That's a beetle on top of a scorpion tail. I had to look and see what that was. That's why I paused. This at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you control another creature with power 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. I like it. The first rule of politics can be learned from a lowly hornbeetle. It is wise to cultivate powerful friends. Yeah, I mean, become friends with this giant scorpion. I mean, like, who's gonna mess with you, right? Essence Scatter, another counter spell that's gotten a reprint. 1 in a blue, you get to counter a specific spell. It has to be a creature spell, right? Counter target creature spell. So not just any spell, a creature spell. Infernal Vessel, human cleric, 2 in a black. This creature, when this creature dies, if it wasn't a demon, returns to the battlefield under its owner's control with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And it's a demon in addition to its other types. Whew. Shoo! Becoming a demon. Dismal Blackwater. This is a blue or black, and it's the one that gains life. Dismal Blackwater. Involuntary employment. Involuntary employment. You know, sometimes it's just, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Tellurian Terror. This card's been around for a minute. I love that reprint. Quick Draw Katana. And a Luminous Rebuke. Luminous Rebuke. That is bats. I thought they were little bats with armor on. How neat is that? All right, we've got what, three packs left. I've been slow rolling. Hope you all have enjoyed this so far. It's just been fun to kind of get access to this set. And man, look, another Tiny Bones. I am rich with Tiny Bones. This is good because I'm a Tiny Bones fan. So I'm here for it. Valkyrie's Call, 3 and 2 white. Whenever a non-token, non-angel creature you control dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. It has flying and is an angel in addition to its other types. Welcome, worthy one. Very good. And then an awesome looking Genesis Wave. I love that new artwork for Genesis Wave. That might have to go in my elf deck because that is a bomb. Archmage of Ruins. This is our giant wizard again. And an Electro Duplicate. Gosh, Electro Duplicate. 2 in a red. Trade a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste and the beginning of the end step. Sacrifice this token. And it has flashback, which is a little mechanic you can pay for that says you may cast this card from the graveyard for its flashback cost and exile it, which means it's gone for good. Really cool. Planes? Who we got on the planes? There's an angel back there. Man, I can't really tell the foiling. It looks like that's Nuka Penna. So maybe that's one of the angels on Nuka Penna. Yeah. Help me out in the comments if you can. You know who that is. Hey, there's a new, or not a new elf, but a really cool reprint for an elf. Dwynnon. She has reach, and other elf creatures you control get +1/+1, so it's a lord type effect. And then whenever Dwynnon attacks, you gain 1 life for each attacking elf you control, so it incentivizes you to swing wide with your elves. We got Ruby, the Daring Tracker, red and a green. Human Scout with haste. Whenever Ruby attacks while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, Ruby gets +2/+2 until end turn. Or you can tap Ruby for a red or green. Revenge of the Rats, 2 and 2 black. Create a tapped 1/1 black rat creature token for each creature card in your graveyard. That's a good one. That's a graveyard payoff. And it has flashback, so you get to do it again. Cephalid Ink Mage, Bloodfell Caves, Eaten Alive. Creepy. A Crypt Feaster, which is also creepy. Back-to-back super just creepy zombie eating dead body cards. Sower of Chaos and the Aegis Turtle. Nice. It's a 1-drop for 0/5. Sneaky card in draft, actually. It's a sneaky little turn 1 play that really like shuts down a lot of like those quick little like hits you might get sometimes in drafts. So don't sleep on the turtle. Elf Warrior into a this is the, man, this looks super cool. This is the new full treatment with the mana symbols, very much like Step Incomplete. I don't know if you can see it on, yeah, there you go. Ooh, that mana foil though, let's go! With the Scrawling Crawler. This is the artifact creature, the Phyrexian Construct, that says at the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life. Definitely ways to make people draw lots of cards and lose tons of life with this card. So really cool, especially to see it in that treatment is just awesome. It's textured too, which is cool. So it's a little rays on the card, and it has all the mana symbols on it. How dope is that, guys? That is so cool. I love that. That is dope. Herald of Eternal Dawn. This is 4 and 3 white for an angel with flash. Of course, it's an angel, right? I mean, like, come on. Could be more obvious, right? Flying, you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game for a 6/6. Like the Platinum Angel, but white, you know? Mono white. Ashroot Aminus. This is a Lizard Druid for red, green, and 2. Trample. When this creature attacks, another creature, target creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is that creature's power. The land is my steed, and I am its champion. The Lizard Druid rides! Yeah! I'd go to battle with that. Scavenging Ooze and a Harabo, the first Fang, the cat. Other cats you control get +1, and then whenever a Harabo or another non-token cat you control enters, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. All about the cats. I like it. People like the cats. Is this a forest with... Who's on here? Is that Shroofus? Is that Shroofus from the Jumpstart set? Or am I tripping? Is that Shroofus in the tree? I think it is. I think it's Shroofus. Let me know what y'all think. Who is that? Hero's Downfall, mild-mannered librarian. Turns into a grave... No, she doesn't turn into a wolf. She, for 3 and a green, this creature becomes a werewolf. Oh, that's right. It becomes the werewolf. That's right. Battlesong Berserker, Midnight Snack, Jungle Hollow, Gnarlid Colony. Gnarlid, like, come on, Shane. Vampire Soulcaller, Strix Lookout. This is the owl with the glasses. This artwork is great, and they gave him a mustache. This is a very educated and very, very awesome owl. For 1 and a blue, Flying Vigilance. 1 and a blue, tap to draw a card and discard a card. Wise, Watchful, Fashionable. Again, Wizards, you killed it with the flavor text. Speaking of flavor text, this is a Goblin Borders. This is a Goblin Pirate. Split the Skulls and Split the Spoils. Breaches. Another Goblin Pirate. Let's go. Flavor text, 11 out of 10. I stand by my decision to say the flavor text is the best it's ever been here. Wizards, you've outdone yourself with flavor text. Pat yourselves on the back. Great job. We got a fairy token. Hey, we got a Day of Judgment in the Japanese. Yeah. The Japanese art. It's not the where'd the box go? It's not the fracture foil though, but it is the Japanese showcase. Fracture foil would look like crazy. It has like it's super. I haven't seen it in person yet, but the pictures I've seen have been awesome. But that's still nonetheless like That's an awesome artwork on that for destroy all creatures. Like that's such a cool board wipe card. Another banner of kinship, which is great. Hey, we got Kiora, the Rising Tide, and Kiora enters, draw 2 cards, and discard 2 cards. And she has thresholds. She cares about the cards in the graveyard. And she's the one who makes the big 8/8 Sign of the Deep. Whenever Kiora attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you may create a Sign of the Deep legendary 8/8 blue octopus creature token. How cool is that? Zamone! I was right. It's Zamone chilling in that picture, because you can even see like she's in almost the same place in that island. Zamone Paradox Sculptor for 2, a green and a blue. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. And then a green and a blue to tap, double the number of each kind of counter on up to 2 target creatures and or artifacts you control. Great card. Sylvan Scavenging, there's our raccoon and mouse friend. Swamp with Lily, absolutely makes perfect sense. Her coming out of a crib, just chilling, probably having the time of her life. The Juggernaut's ready. Vampire Nighthawk, this card in a draft, whole and sealed. Oh my goodness. 1 and 2 black for flying with Death Touch and Lifelink for the 2/3. This card is bonkers in that type. If you can't get rid of it, I mean, it's such a good card. Sunblessed Healer, Skyship Buccaneer, The Campus Guide, Bite Down, Beastkin Ranger, Feldar Sovereign Savior, I should say, and a Fleeting Distraction. Look at all the pretty butterflies. All right, last back, everyone. I hope you've had a great time with this box break. I just wanted to open up some product with y'all, have a good time doing it, let you guys see some of these cards in person. Depending on when this video drops, I'm shooting it on a Thursday, and the set actually comes out tomorrow on a Friday. So most of y'all will have your boxes in hand probably by the time it comes out. So maybe we'll open this together. Hope you had a good time. Let me know what you're super excited about. Let me know about some of the cool pulls you get. Hopefully they're cool foil pulls. A foil, if you will. A foil is a pull that's a foil by definition. There's Kiora in the full treatment. There is Elanda, the Saint of Dusk, and a Giada, Font of Hope. That's who's on that Plains we're talking about from New Capenna, Giada. This is the reprint, I think, from... Yeah, this is the reprint from New Capenna as well. Consuming Aberration is back. And Authority of the Consoles is back as well. Creatures your opponent's control enter tapped. Whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, you gain a life. Speaking of Plains, there's a Johnny chilling in the... I mean, this is... boy, this artwork is just bonkers. It goes horde. I love that. Man, that's great. Spectral Sailor, great card. Stormkirk, Blood Thief, Brineborn, Cutthroat, Quick Strider, Ceratops, a Marauding Blight Police, Spitfire, Lagic, Mocking Sprite, Vanguard Seraph, and an Icewind Elemental. That's gonna finish us out. Let's put the rares over Chow, and the Plains here, the rest here. Oh, Zamone, you're in the wrong spot. You're in the wrong spot. You're in the wrong spot. My piles are all messed up. I probably did that wrong. You're probably like annoyed by my piles. Anywho, thanks for watching so much. We are so stoked to be MTG ambassadors for this amazing set. They knocked it out of the park. I mean, the card pool is massive. The flavor is there. There is so many cards that go in so many different formats, which is really cool. This is a unique and awesome perspective, I think, into like getting some of the other formats of the game like back into the spotlight. So I'm super excited to see it happen. Super excited we got to be ambassadors for it and got to get our hands on some amazing products. So thank you, Wizards. And then thank you for all of our followers being here, subscribers, fans, friends, family, all y'all. Just much love. Seriously, it's been amazing just to get to this point. So thankful, so blessed for it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me think about the set itself. Any favorite cards that you're looking forward to pulling. Let's just keep me posted in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let me know what your big hits are as well from this awesome pre-release weekend. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video very soon. We're going to be some giveaways for this product, so stay tuned for that as well. Very excited to do that. Until then, bye.